What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? Happy Friday afternoon to all of you. The weekend is here, 3:30 p.m. here in San Jose, Costa Rica. You're watching Betting with the Bag, and I thank you for that. Man, we just had a great Audible show. I'm so pumped up about this weekend, but we still have a lot of work to do, a ton of work to do on this MLB baseball card, and all of our thoughts and love has been positivity and light has been shining towards the Randall family. So it's important for you guys to know what's going on and have an update. And Briggs, baby Briggs, has came out of surgery about 3 hours ago, 4 hours ago. They got the mass that was in his stomach, and they got it out. I mean, it was in his stomach, sorry, outside his stomach too. They got it out. He's going to be in the ICU for the next few days. But Briggs, who is so tough and so strong, is healing as we speak. And what we can do is just continue sending all the love and strength and positivity to baby Briggs. And Briggs is showing his toughness. And I feel like we're on the other side of it. You know, I feel like it's time for Briggsy to be healing and to go back with his family. So I feel that's where we stand right now. And, to baby Briggs, man, you're showing true fight and true strength. And you're inspiring. At 3 months old, you're inspiring all of us. And we just send as much love as possible to the Randall family. And Briggs, man, Briggs is fighting, and Briggs is healing, and Briggs is going to be back home. Shout out to all the cappers in the chat. We got Daryl Newman. We got the SBR Forum. We got Ron Lofton, Brandon Lugo, Joe Anisi. Joe Anisi's on Arizona, New York, the Cubs, Colorado, all money lines. Ooh, going to copy and paste that from my guy, Joe Anisi. Oh, sorry, that's the Audible. What I'm going to do is I know that we have a lot of baseball to talk about, a ton of baseball to talk about, but I'm going to be making moves here. I've got a couple more moves that I'm going to make on this NFL card. So I've got a couple more moves. I'm just going to copy and paste this right here. Copy and paste her. Flick my bick. We got Anna Merrick in the chat. He's going to be joining us. Not only will we have Anna Merrick, but we will have a video from the fight analyst. We got Fat Fist MMA joining us as well. There's Joe Anisi, AM, Riku Roxas, Nasty Nate, Walla Walla Dose, Jace Gum, Ron Aloft, and Cash Action Bets. We got Jonathan Suchi in the house. Jace Gum was with us throughout the Audible, giving us great insights, man. I am excited. Diedrich Davis, Walla Walla Dose. We got Chevy Bra, Gerald Martinez, Palani, Pham, AM, Jeff Joseph, Canadian Capper 72, the last winner of Beat the Bag. Saratoga won the overall contest. That meant that we give it $1,000 for Beat the Bag. 500 of it went to low baggers. Canadian Capper got $250, and Big Ragu got $250. There's Deer Slayer Ski. There's Adis, my guy Adis in the house. Gonna copy and paste that. There's Shadow, whom we love dearly. Oh, I love this. Dark Kent, ready to get to work. Okay, I'm gonna copy and paste both Dark Kent and Adis. There's Chris Brown, ready to get to work. Okay, let me just copy and paste. I need to copy and paste all these plays because we do have an award to win for excellence in capping. That is the Vegas Gun Award. Joe Yurkovich. Every time I see Joe Yurkovich, I think of the $500 extra I have and will have in my life because Joe Yurkovich kept me off making too many futures plays. And Joe Yurkovich has been in my head since, year and a half now with my future plays, or I guess full year. Joe Yurkovich saved me $500. There's Joey Vang, Jason Turgi, Dark Kent, Yella Hammered in the house. What a great group. All right, let's get to work. Not Applicable says Alouette, Jockey Alouette. Will they lay a 2-foot loaf? Yes, they will lay a 2-foot loaf. Look, I want to take the Lions. I want to take the Lions so badly, but I've had some people tell me not to. Had a bunch of people tell me to take the Alouettes. Eric Nisbet's all over Wake minus 19 and over 56.5 in the Boise game. I'm getting cold feet. And I don't think I'm going to make a move on Wake. I'm getting cold feet, and it's a lot of points, and I'm not going to do it. Chris Brown says, what do we like in Marshall, Boise tonight? I'm with Eric, and I would take the over. And if I had a free play on the side, I would probably take Marshall. I'll probably take Marshall. There's Mr. Mississippi Razor made money. Hard hat on Jimmy. Let's get to work. Okay, let's get to work right now. First thing is I'm going to add a couple plays. I want to make sure I want to take advantage of this market right now. I'm adding a couple plays. So first play I'm adding, and this is Whale Capper's 2-unit play in the contest. 2-unit play in the contest is the Titans and Browns under. The Titans and Browns under. I'm going to jump on that. There's still a 45.5 available at 5 dimes and Intertops, but they're going fast. And Bet365. I'm on the under 45 at minus 106. Now, we got so much to do right now, so I'm not going to go into a long, lengthy breakdown. But if the Titans have an underrated defense, and I think the Titans can slow down this ton of pressure on this Brown squad, but I don't think the Titans are going to light it up. In fact, Whale Capper thinks that the Titans could be held to under 20 points, and they'll need to be held to under 20 points, but thinks this could be a 19-16, 19-17 game. This was not a game I was going to make, but hearing it as Whale Capper's best look on the card, I'm taking it. Under 45.5 and minus 106. So that's going to be in addition to a bunch of plays that I'm on already, and I'm not scared. The only play that I'm going against Whale Capper is the under in Carolina. I'm on the under in Carolina, but he says he likes it the least of all of his plays. Adis, my guy Adis says, Jimmy, at least 70% of my picks on this chat have been winners. So that concludes my Sunday action, and I still haven't decided. I've only got one pick in the Pick 6 contest. I have 5 more to go in the $50,000 Pick 6 contest. So I'm going to be making those decisions after this show. I'm going to sit with all of my action and make those decisions. My mom is in 6th place in the $50,000 Pick 6 contest. Here's a link. If you're not in it, get in it. $50,000 free to enter. Here it is, the $50,000 Pick 6 contest. If you're not in it, get in it. There you go. Donkey capping play today, 3-0. Thanks to that Astros crazy comeback. As Randy Moss once said, straight cash, homie. I like it. There's Super Cisco. I'm going to copy and paste that. White Sox team total over. Red Sox team total over. Marshall and Boise State over. I like that. Okay, copy and paste that. And okay, we got Galloway Pham in the house. Marshall plus 12 from our guy Shears. And Paco Ely says, don't like laying that much with Boise State. I get that. Okay, I'm going to copy and paste that. Not applicable. You're going to make me do it too. And I've stayed off of it. I want to double up on first half full game on those two teams. On Lions, Argos as dogs. I really want to. Okay, so that's my first edition on the Sunday card, and then I'm making big moves on the Monday card, and I've got to get this in right now. I've got to get this in right now quickly, and then we'll just put this NFL card behind us. I'm taking the Texans. I am taking the Texans. I love the Tunsil pickup. Love it. I also think that Deshaun Watson is a hugely underrated quarterback, and I believe in him enormously. And I don't believe in Drew Brees anymore. I know he can't get to that deep ball. I'm going to go back to the SBR odds page, sportsbookreview.com. I'm going to get the best look I can here on this Monday nighter right now, going to NFL. And I'm making moves. I'm making 4 bets on that Monday. I can't wait. First things first, I'm taking Houston plus 7. I'm getting plus 7 at minus 115. That's available at UWager and Intertops and a few other books. Texans plus 7. And minus 115, and I think there will be scoring. I like the Kiko Alonso pickup for the Saints, but I think there will be scoring. My first over of the week. My only over of the week. I'm taking the over. Let me get to it right now. Sorry, quickly. Here we go. Let me get to it right now. Sorry about this. I know we got to talk baseball, and I'm going to talk baseball, but I'm going to take the over in the Texans-Saints game. Texans-Saints, I'm getting 52. 52 at Heritage at minus 105. There we go. There's my next edition, the over 52 at minus 105. I think both teams can cross the 25-point threshold. There we go. Viper NB doubling up on Wake, man. Oh, God. Rico Rogers says, I agree, Jimmy. I think Watson will be an MVP in the next 2 years. And now he will be. Now he will be because he's got actual protection. Actual protection from the best left tackle in the league. Not only is he the best left tackle in the league, but he smokes reefer. Okay, here we go. Over 52.5. I love it. I love the fact that Titus Howard's going to move over. I love it. Okay, then we move on to Broncos Raiders. Broncos Raiders. Here we go. First off, I love this market move towards the Oakland Raiders. I love it. I love it, and I'm going to eat off of it because Chubb could be the defensive player of the year this year. Chubb could be even better than Miller. We have the two best edge rusher tandem in the league. Here we go. Give me a plus. Is there a plus anywhere? There is not. But I'll take the -1. Getting -1 at -101. That feels pretty good to me. -1 at -101. I'm on the Broncos -1. -101. And then, Whale Capper liking the first half under. I'm going to take the full game under here in Broncos Raiders. Let me go here. Full game under. Full game under is 43. Is there 43.5 on the board? There isn't. 43 under at -105. That's available for Heritage and 5 dimes. Under 43. -105. And there you have it. There is my entire football card. Book it. Book it. Okay. Maybe, okay. Jonathan Zucci said, I'm very high on Chubb this year. The guy's a freak. And a good freak. The guy's going to take care of business. There's my guy, R2D2 Finland in the house. Okay. And Houston, New Orleans under, says Cash Action Bets. I do not like seeing that. That does scare me. It's the only over I'm on. Damn. Damn, Cash Action. That scares me. That scares me. That scares me. All right, let's move on to MLB, and we got a lot of work to do. We are going to be joined shortly by our very own Al Mack, so let's get some work done quickly here. All right, and September 6th, let's go. Okay, I only have a few looks so far on this card, so if there's already, oh, God, and I'm going to have to, Al, I don't know if Al's watching right now, but if he is, Al, I really want to talk about this BC Lions spot and the Argos spot. I know you're focusing on NCAA football, but if you could just take a look at that, that would make me very, very happy. Okay. Let's go to work. Cardinals, Pirates. We have a pitching change. Cardinals have become big favorites. That actually makes me like these Pittsburgh Pirates even more, to be honest with you. But I don't want to get in the way. Let's look at how big the market move is because of that pitching change. Here we go, money lines and totals. A huge move. Now we're talking -170 or -161 at Bet Online is the best you can get if you do want to back these Cardinals. It just I don't know how the Cardinals keep doing it. And now they get on the road. Let's see how they do. Let's take a look at what we're dealing with McRae. And if any of you guys are making a move here. Donkey Capping says Al Mack is a baller. Great job, Al. Mally Mal taking Pittsburgh -1.5. Wow. That is wild. Let's go to Baseball Reference. Let's go to Baseball Reference and get a good look at this pitcher that we will be dealing with here with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Alex McRae, 10th round, 2014 amateur draft. Second season, only 15 innings, 9.98 ERA. Whip over 2. So very short experience. Let's see what he's done in the minors this year. In the minors at AAA Indianapolis, he's got a 5.20 ERA, a 1.496 whip. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it, but Dark Ken says McRae is trash. Bookie Lover Q said, we saw this before, Jimmy. They're hot right now, buddy. From a Pittsburgh bum. Oh, from Pittsburgh, a bum. Okay. Adis says, Cards money line tough today. Von Burgess says, St. Louis money line. All right. Eddie Oilers says, St. Louis Cardinals, best organization in sports. And maybe they are, actually. Maybe they are. Schilt's done a great job since he's taken over. All right. I'm going to stay off of it. I'm going to stay off of it. Let's move on to Rangers, Orioles, Burke, Bundy. This was a spot this morning where I did not want to back this Orioles team as a favorite. Let's see what we're dealing with right now in a market move situation. Let's go to sportsbookreview.com right now. Money lines and totals. It's come back a little bit. It got up to as high as -135. On the morning shows at -133. Viper MB says, is it true that public money does not move lines in NCAA football? Look, if Teddy says it, then I believe it. It's pretty much that simple. Keith Sadler says, sorry I didn't catch your earlier message, but sent you a DM. Just finished work. Cool, Keith. Thank you. I just want to make sure that all our guys are locked into the contest and not, if anything's going wrong with your account, just let me go because I will go in and fix it. Cash Action like in the Orioles. Corey Mack like in the Orioles. Joe DeLeon saying McRae's a 2-inning pitcher. Bullpen comes out early. Von Bridge said, can't trust Pitt. Miami kept a tight game all series. And there's my guy, DJ Big Boss in the house. Red Girl leaning Texas and the under. I just don't want the Orioles as a favorite. But Maybe this is a little more accessible. Let's take a look at Brock Burke, shall we? God, we got so much work to do and not enough time to do it. But let's take a look at Brock Burke. Let's see what he did in the minors. I know he's been great in 18 innings of work in the show, but that's just not enough. That's just not enough. This is a third-round pick by the Tampa Bay Rays in the 2014 draft out of high school, Evergreen High School in Colorado. Let's take a look at what he's done in the minors. In the minors this year, this is from... Oh, so he's gone all the way up. So he played rookie ball this year, went up to single A Hickory, double A Frisco, and triple A Nashville, and he got destroyed. Well, it was 8 innings. Okay. He spent most of his time in double A Frisco, and he looked fine there, 3.18 ERA. This is a kid. This is a kid, man. This is 23. He's not that young. 23. Overall, in all of those spots, rookie ball, single A, double A, triple A, we're talking about a guy with a 3.90 ERA and 62 and a third, 1.20 whip. I want to see how many walks, just 18 walks in 62 innings. What are we going to get from Burke? Who knows? And there's SBR Forum breaking down how to play the Pick 6 contest. $50K on the line. And don't let my mom wipe the table with you guys, all right? Don't let her do that. And that's what's happening right now. You know what? This game, I do not want the Orioles as a favorite. The big thing for me was we were saying, is there going to be a Mazara sighting? And let's find out right now. Because if Nomar's in the lineup, this Rangers lineup is much scarier. If he's not, this is just a walk-through lineup for the Texas Rangers. And he's not in the lineup again. Chu, Andrews, Calhoun, Solak, Santana, Odor, Heineman, Guzman, Trevino. For the Orioles, Alberto, Mancini, Santander, Nunez, Villar, Williams, Severino, Stewart, Martin. Then it comes to this spot. Then it comes to the spot where I'm wondering, does Brock Burke get touched on the road? Have any of his starts been on the road? Let's take a look at that right now with Brock Burke. That's what we'll be doing right this second. Pulling up Brock Burke's individual starts. And one start on the road, and he was great against the White Sox. And he's a lefty, and White Sox hit lefties. No, I do not want it. I do not want it. Prince of the City says, what if there is a tie in the Pick 6? You mean cash-wise? If there is a tie with the payouts each week? Not applicable said Jimmy's mom's going to take over his job soon. Hey, man. Not applicable. He's been on one lately. Rico Roxas says Indians are a disappointment, a major disappointment. Jonathan Suchi says next low back trip to San Antonio, Texas. You know what? Actually, to be honest with you, we are putting a short list together. San Antonio is not on the list at this point, but Houston is. Houston is on the short list right now. Okay, let's keep rolling along. Mally Mouse saying Twins cover all spreads tonight. I'm not making a move on these two bad teams, and I don't need to have a ton of action here. Let's move on to Yankees at Red Sox. Let's move over to this market move in this game. We saw a giant move towards the Yankees all day, which I knew was going to happen when I saw the line come out, but I'm not sure if that's the right side, and it keeps going. Yankees just keep getting bet. God, I do not want to go against Herman, but I do not think the Yankees are a slam dunk. Not at all. Do not think Yankees are a slam dunk, and I won't be making a move there. Ulysses Hayes says, come to Jersey. Walla Walla says, Jersey, por favor. Jersey's up. Jersey's on the list. Joe Anise says, Jersey got to be next. Jersey's on the list. So, John Stitch says, that's close to San Antonio. That would be great to me. Yeah, I like it. And America says, what if Jimmy's mom and Teddy did a morning show? That would kill me. All right. Cash Action Bets is on the Yankees, too. I bet you he got it at a great line. Corey Mack says, I'm on the Sox. There's my guy, Corey Mack. Oh, I like that look, man. But I don't... Let's take a look at Domingo Germán of late. We did break him down, what he's done against the Red Sox this year. We did talk about 2 runs over 7 innings against the Red Sox on August 3rd. Joe needs to say Yankees got the killers in the lineup. I would just like to take a look at our very own Domingo Germán, and let's see what he's been like here. Let me just pull up his numbers. I just want to make sure that he's been pitching well on the road, because this, for a guy who is 17-3, you'd think his ERA would be under 4. It's not. His whip is still nice at 1.15. Let's take a look at Domingo Germán right now, right here, and look him up. Against the Dodgers, he looked really good. Against Oakland, he looked bad. Against the Jays, he looked bad. At Boston, so he's seen Boston twice back-to-back, and they touched him. Is Chacin going to have a great start? I don't know. Let's take a look at this lineup that our Joe and Easy says is a killer lineup. And also, Shacin's not going to be pitching much. Cashner is going to come in. For the Yankees, LeMahieu, Judge, Gregorio Sanchez, Encarnacion, Torres, Gardner, Voit, Tauchman. For the Red Sox, Betts, Devers, Bogarts, Martinez, Benintendi, Holt, Moreland, Vasquez, Bradley Jr. This is another stay-off game. You know what? I don't mean to put you guys to sleep. But I don't need to have a huge quantity of plays. What I need to have is winners. Not applicable says Teddy to be Jimmy's new stepdad. Odds 7-1. 7-1. Ulysses Hayes says you can do it all in Jersey. Sports betting, horse racing, casino, plus you got a great nightlife. I like the sounds of that. Donkey Captain says, where are my WNBA ballers? We do need to talk WNBA. Eddie Oil says, Red Sox are actually one game under 500 at Fenway. They are not looking good. Not applicable. Mariners first 5 last night. Great job, not applicable. Jonathan Such said, I tried to get y'all on Sparks last night. You did. But I did tail Danny on his first half over, which took care of my, got me closer to a plus unit record. I'm 1 win away from a plus unit record. 12 miles per hour in, Dark Kent's right. Wind is blowing in. All right, I'm off Yankees, Red Sox. I'm off. Oh, there's Red Girl. Perfect. Red Girl coming in with her WNBA action. Thank you, Red Girl. Mystics first quarter over. I don't know if you guys have been watching Red Girl of late, but she's been eaten. She's cashing. Reds first quarter, or Mystic first quarter over, and Suns first quarter over. Both Mystics, Suns first quarter over. And R2D2 on Minnesota plus 2.5. Okay, let me get that in here. Here we go. Just quick copy and paste. I know we don't have a lot of time and I got to move faster. There we go. Mally Mal like in Seattle tonight. And R2D2 on WNBA Minnesota plus 2.5. There we go. Copied and pasted. All right. Oh, and Corey Mack liking Liberty money line, but waiting on Ski. All right, like hearing that, Corey Mack. Thank you for sharing that with me. Okay. All right, book it, bang it. All right, next up, let's keep rolling through. I'm already on the. Oh no, that's the Braves. Sorry, I went a little fast here. I did jump on the Reds. I did. Oh, sorry. I also got. God, sorry. We have so many games we have to get through. Here we go. Phillies, Mets. 16 miles per hour in, 65 Fahrenheit, light rain, very uncomfortable situation. I do not like it. This is the lineup for the Phillies: Segura, Real Muto, Harper, Hoskins, Kingery, Hernandez, Franco, Perella. For the Mets: McNeil, Alonso, Conforto, Ramos, Cano, Rosario, Nemo, Frazier. You know, this is not a move that I want to make. This is not. Prince of the City says, I will watch Serena tomorrow beat the Canadian. Okay. You know, this is the biggest tennis match in the history of our country. They don't care about Raonic going up against Andy Murray and costing me one of the biggest losses of my life. I wasn't on that individual match. I just started making mistakes by betting too much on Raonic to win Wimbledon and then started hedging like a clown. Okay, let's move forward here. Phillies, Mets. Phillies open up plus 125. They're now plus 137. Phillies open up 125, now plus 137. Market move on Mats, but Mats has been getting touched by these guys. Eric Jones on Mets -1. Ulysses Hayes on Mets money line. Cash action bets on the Mets. Eric Jones on Mets -1. Very interesting. Going to copy and paste Ron Lofton's action here. DX Filer has Braves team total over 4.5. We're going to get to that game next. All right, let me quickly copy and paste that. People backing Mets on the -1 line. I just can't trust Mats against these Phillies. He's just never looked good against them. And the Phillies don't even hit lefties well, but they get to Mats. They just get to Mats time and time again. Let's take a closer look at what they do to him. Mats 2-2, 9 ERA in 4 starts, 1 relief appearance, 8 runs, 6 earned without getting an out. That was at Philadelphia, so now he's home. 7 earned runs, 10 hits, and 4 1/3 in Philadelphia on June 24th. You know, I don't like it. Mountain says Eflin just held Mets down like first 5 under. Top set says I'd lean Mets. I get it, but I'm off of it. I don't know. All right, I'm on Blue Jays first 5 plus 0.5 at plus 110. Let's see what I would get. Oh, and Finland's on, or R2D2 Finland's on the Phillies. Interesting. Mally Miles says Mats just held them down too. Ulysses Hayes says Mats will get the job done. And Guru Sports says I'm done with Mets and Phillies. Yeah, I'm off that spot. Let's take a look at what I would get. First 5 plus 0.5 right now on the Blue Jays backing Buchholz early. And what I would get is a beat it by 5 cents. There's some plus 105s out there. Plus 105. Let's go back to full game market moves. And that's all. If I'm already on a game, I don't want to spend too much time on it. I did jump on the Reds. I like the lineup that came out. Look, Diamondbacks are playing good baseball. They say, Eric Jones says Mets win, Jim. Boogie Lover Q says Eflin a fraud. Mama Jones said Eflin, worst pitcher in the NL. Boogie Lover Q says Mets 0-6 at home. They win tonight. This spot, when I took Bumgarner, everybody said don't get in the way of a streak against the Cardinals. I don't care. I don't care that Diamondbacks are winning and winning and winning. Tyler Mahle came off of the bench after that 6 weeks with the hamstring strain and looked really good. Why doesn't he end the year strong? Still got a 1.26 whip, even though his ERA is just under 5. 26 walks, 111 Ks is a nice K to walk ratio. You know what? The Reds lineup looks good, looks strong. I'm getting a plus line for a home team that's 39 and 33 at home. I'm doing it. I did it. I bet the Reds at plus 100 at my book, but I got them at plus 110, and I booked it. Topset says I like the under in the Reds game a lot. Interesting. Let's take a look at what the market move has gone in this game. Full game, money lines and totals with the Reds. Ray in the Diamondbacks opened up minus 120. Now they're at minus 115. This total opened at 9. It's now at 9.5. So top set not afraid to go up against this market move. I like this lineup. Blandino, Votto, Suarez, Aquino. I love that 2-3-4. Iglesias, Irvin, Casali, Peraza. And then for the Diamondbacks, Ketel Marte, Flores, Escobar, Walker, Rojas, Jones, Ahmed, Kelly. I mean, their best hitters batting leadoff. I'm on the Reds. All right. Ulysses Hayes says fade those Reds. I'm not going to. And I expect to cash. All right, let's keep rolling along. We're going to be joined in 6 minutes by Al Max. We got to move quickly. Royals, Marlins, Lopez. What a trash game. Pablo Lopez opening at minus 120. He's now at minus 118. I don't want any team in this matchup. I don't want to deal with anybody. Let's take a look at what the lineups are here. Now, I do know that Pablo Lopez at home much better than Jorge Lopez on the road. But I like the Royals lineup better. Merrifield, Mondesi, Soler, Dozier, Gordon, O'Hearn, Veloria, Phillips. For these Marlins, Birdie, Diaz, Castro, Walker, Dean, Sierra, Brinson, Holiday. No, thank you. No, thank you. All right. Ronald says a couple of win streaks by the D-backs have treated me well this year. Hey, yeah, we've been eating off of them, but I'm going against them here, and I'm not scared. Ulysses Hayes on Miami money line. Look, I get it. I think if I was going to make a move, I would do that first 5. Let's see what we are with Miami Marlins first 5. You do want to go up against Jorge here. And there's been a slight move towards, 5-cent move towards the Royals. I don't hate on that first 5 look on the Marlins. I don't hate that. Boogie Lover Q says Marlins sitting bats. Fat Fish said sent a new video, Jimmy. I don't know if we can get that uploaded while the show is on. They are looking into it. They are trying to get it done, but I don't know if that's possible. I will find out from the department here. Cassius Thomas says Marlins team total over. I don't know if I'd trust that. I don't even know if I'd trust that. Cash Jackson says Marlins no play. I don't mind taking Pablo at home. Let's take a quick look at Pablo at home. If I'm going to add a play here, let me make sure I know what I'm dealing with. Let's take a look at Pablo Lopez at home right now. Here we go. Show me. Pablo, show me what you look like at home. Here we go. Pablo Lopez. Pablo Lopez has some good stuff. Jorge Lopez has been terrible for a long, long time. Pablo Lopez at home. He got touched by the Reds, touched by the Pirates. I mean, his home numbers are not good anymore. Still, they're good. Sorry, 0.89 whip, 2.66 ERA. But that's because he was lights out for a while. He's been touched his last 3 starts. Nah, no thank you. No thank you. I'm going to keep moving along here right now. Polo this, Polo that. There's too much time on this game. I agree. Okay. Nationals, Braves. Keuchel's been pitching very well. And these Nats smash lefties. The Braves are playing such good baseball right now. I find this game very difficult. Let's look at market moves. Here we go. Corbin, Keuchel opens at 9.5, now at 9. The Nationals open at minus 105. They're now minus 111. A 6-cent move towards them. Remo said Jimmy's best total bet for the weekend. I was liking 47.5 Atlanta, Minnesota under, but Wildcapper liked the over. Yeah, I'd be uncomfortable because Donnie Rightside also initially liked the over in that game, so I'd be comfortable taking that under, but we'll talk more about that. There's my guy Chris Gill in the house. Says United Parcel Service in Philly listening. My guy Chris Gill in the house. And says Flash hit on the Packers last night. And he hit on the under. He did a nice job. R2D2 liking the Lions NFL under. I would say right now, my favorite under is starting to become that Giants Cowboys under. Who cares about that 36-37 last game? I like that under quite a bit. I think that might be my favorite under right now. But I also like the Broncos Raiders under. I'm going to have to talk a little bit more about that. I think a little bit more about my favorite one. I'll have to take a look at that. Look, this is a coin flip game. Braves, Nationals. They're both playing good football or baseball. I don't want to make a move on it. Let's move on to Angels, White Sox. I'm already on that White Sox -1. I don't have offhand what I got. Let me just see what I got here. Quickly go to here. I got, what the hell did I get on this spot? I got, come on. I bet it early this morning. I got 146 at Pinnacle and plus 135 on the run line. Let's just see what I get on the money line right now. If I made a move right there, if I made a move on this spot on the SBR odds page as we speak, I'd be getting, the best I get is minus 146 still at BetOnline. So I didn't really beat a market move there. I'm fine with where I stand. I'm on the White Sox -1. I'm back in Giolito at home. The Angels look like they've given up on the season. Cubs, Brewers, Cole Hamels. Okay, yeah, sorry, we're not going to be able to get that Fat Fist video in on time, Fat Fist. Generally, we need it by 2 p.m. Eastern, so it's tough to be able to upload while the show's being on. I don't know if the TriCaster is capable of doing that, so I apologize on our behalf, Fat Fist. Lamont Williams says, you like St. Louis game over? I don't trust the Cardinals bats to do anything offensively, personally. I don't trust them to do anything offensively. Cubs, Brewers, Hamels, Davies, both pitchers have been pitching bad. Hamels is capable of turning it on. Is he going to turn it on here? Do you trust Hamels more than Davies? I don't want to pick which pitcher who's been shitting the bed is going to shit the bed less, or his stink is not going to stink as bad as the other. I don't want anything to do with it. I don't want to decide who's going to wake up from this nightmare of a second half that they're having. I would take the Cubs right now. They're rolling on the road. So I would take the Cubs. From the 5-10, taking the Cubs Brewers under 9.5. F. Felix says, come on, Don Ricci, we're waiting for your Mets pick. I love that. I'm not making a move here. Sure, I'd prefer to have the Cubs, but would it surprise you if Cole Hamels gets lit up? If it wouldn't surprise you, I don't know how I can put my money on the line here, and I'm not going to. Then we have this Mariners-Astros spot, and sure, Framber Valdez is terrible, but these 9.5s have to be taken advantage of, and I should have done it earlier because there was 9s. Weren't there 9s available? Not at all books. Wow, look at that. Pinnacle opened it at 10 and went down to 9.5. Why did I think there were 9s available? Let me go over to BetOnline here in this total. BetOnline opened it at 10 and went down to 9.5. Oh, I'm tripping out. I remember what happened. I believe it went up to 10.5. That's why I'm tripping out of these 9.5s. If Pinnacle's leading the way to the under, then maybe I should have some trepidation here. Did BetOnline ever put it to 10.5? No. Did any book ever put it to 10.5? Let me see what Bookmaker did with it. Yes, Bookmaker put it to 10.5, opened at 10.5. Okay, I'm not going to go against a market move. If those numbers are telling you something, then I'm not going to. After that 11-9 game. Atlas Party says Cubs, Hamels just lost to them. He'll want to make that up. I get it. Mama Joma says Milwaukee awful this year. Mally Mal backing the Seattle money line. I was going to take the over, but that market move is enough to scare me off. I'm fine being scared off. Twins is Donnie Right-Sides on that team total over. Hey, Rafa, can we get our Al Mack on the line? Because I got to grab him here. I'm going to stay off this Indians twin spot, but I can understand why he likes Plutko to get touched. I do think Plutko's looked a little bit better lately. Minnesota goes from minus 145 to minus 160, a 15-cent move towards them. This under hasn't changed from 10.5 to minus 120 all day long. Then we have Tigers, A's. This is another spot where the A's were backed by Donnie Right-Side. And I don't know how you don't back the A's, but there's been a 60-cent move towards the A's. Is Homer Bailey a minus 285 pitcher? No, he's not. A 60-cent move at BetOnline. What did Pinnacle do with this? I'd be very curious to see what Pinnacle did on this. Pinnacle opened it at also minus 224. Wow, come on. 60-cent move? Come on. Then we have Rockies, Padres, Tim Melville, Dinelson Lamet. Let's take a quick look at the market move in this spot. Padres opened up at minus 155. They're now at minus 166. Look, I don't believe in the fairy dust that Melville's sprinkling all over. I don't believe it. I think Dinelson Lamet is a much better pitcher. And I think, frankly, Tim Melville's been lucky, and I think he'll start struggling. In fact, let's quickly look. God, I know we got to get to Al right now, but let's take a quick look at what Melville has done. And I guess the home road splits don't mean anything because it's tough to pitch in Colorado. Sorry, that was NBA, and that's showing me Sharks Rockets. Let's keep moving down here. Let's just see what exactly Melville has done here. Tim Melville, let's quick look here. away. He's got a 1.29 ERA. That was just that great start against Arizona. He got touched versus Pittsburgh last start. I expect him to get touched again. That's what I expect. I expect him to get touched again. I think that Lamet can give us a good start. I do not trust Melville. I do not trust him at all. Polo, they said this is our weekly Colorado underdog win. I think Melville gets lit up. That's what I think. I think that his magic fairy dust is over. In fact, let's go to baseballreference.com and back this up quickly by what he did in the minors. Tim Melville, here we go. Let's take a good look at this Tim Melville quickly here. 29-year-old journeyman, about to turn 30. He had that nice opening start, but is that magic going to go away? I think it does. Let's look at what he did this year in AAA Albuquerque. 5.42 ERA, 1.58 whip. That's the real Tim Melville. Gerald Martinez says still too high for the Padres. They're not hitting. Look, I'm taking it on the -1 line. In fact, let's see if this blows up in my face. In fact, I'm going to go first 5 here on the spread. First 5 here on the spread. Let's quickly grab it. First 5 here on the spread. I'm getting -120, -0.5. That's how much I think that he's going to get touched here. For Padres, first 5, -0.5, -120. And then I'm going to take full game on the -1 line. Money line here. The money line here. Money line here is that's first 5. Sorry, let me go to full game. Full game money line here is -168. That's available at 5 dimes. So the money line's -168. And the -1.5 here on the point spread. Quickly, run line, full game. On the Padres is +115. -1.5, +115. I'm telling you, Melville's going to get touched tonight. And then we have the Shark against Kershaw. Full game money lines and totals. I mean, I'd love to hear what Nutflush Allen has to say about this spot. Kershaw opens up at -225. There's been like another 60-cent move towards the Dodgers. Total's gone to 8.5. I know the Giants play them tough. I'm going to stay off this. Gerald Martinez says, damn, Jimmy, you've been betting against Melville since he came up. And he looked good in his first 2 starts, and then I made money off his last one. Mohamed Joma says, Rockies have huge value. Look, I think the Padres put it out on the table and rested on Melville's shoulder. That's what I think. And SBR Forum says Herman Melville wrote Moby Dick. Ron Lofton says Dorian just went past Jimmy. Okay. There's my action. Let's put a bow on it. I'll remind everybody about it later. But right now, my action is I am on the Blue Jays first 5 +0.5 at +110. Blue Jays first 5 +0.5 at 110 is my first look. Then I am on the and then I'm on the Reds at +110 full game. I'm off Royals, Marlins. I'm off Braves, Nationals. I'm on the White Sox on the -1 line. And then, wow, not a lot of action today. Then I'm on the doubled up on the Padres. And there you have it. Andy Harris says fade Rockies. And Don Reed says, sorry I'm late. They haven't called the Mets game. It's been raining and cold all day. The wind isn't really a factor. Mets are notorious for not playing well with game delays. I'd lean over 4.5 first 5, but off the game. Thank you for sharing that with us, Don Ricci. They were asking about Don Ricci. Sherigan, Emma Tarasu says, I never bet on Padres. Well, I'm taking them tonight. Okay, let's bring in our guy, Al Mack, fresh off some very successful appearances on this show and joining us again, as per usual, on Friday afternoon, representing the 6th Toronto, Ontario. Al Mack, welcome to the show. How are you doing on this Friday afternoon?
Doing good, man. It's the greatest time of year. We're handicapping 3 football leagues, college football, NFL, and of course, CFL. It's so hard to stay on top of everything, but I'm going to try. I went 0-5 last night with my NFL picks. I lost a lot of money, but that's fine. You have to be willing to lose and take shots until you're really able to win consistently. That's something that I've learned the hard way. But hey, if you want to talk CFL quickly, I quickly handicapped Argos, Red Blacks, and BC Montreal.
That's great. I really want to talk about them because I'm very close to making a move on this spot. What I want to do is I want to take Lions first 5 full game and the Argos first 5 full game. I like the plus points that I'm getting. I want to do it. I want to do it badly. Let's see if anything's changed here. Just going to go to CFL here at sportsbookreview.com, the SBR odds page. And Al Mac, your transparency and honesty about going on 5 yesterday, that's what this show is about. But your ROI on this show has been absolutely spectacular. Starting off that unbelievable week 1 where you swept the board on, was it 9 plays? I mean, it was unbelievable. So, oh, damn, Lions are already at 5.5. God, how did I let that go? No, I don't blame David H. He's a great capper. He got me off of it. God, I hate that. Look at that. I could have got it at 7. Then it was 6.5. It was 6.5 this morning, and it's gone down to full point. Oh, that upsets me. Al Mac, what's the moves? What's your plan?
Yeah, like you're saying that even at 5.5, I don't even care. I think Montreal's 2 points better than BC max. So even at 5.5, I think that's a great number. BC they haven't improved much, but Montreal has improved. In the first few weeks of the season, they improved from where they started, but they've sat in a stalemate and kind of digressed in the past few weeks. I like BC here plus the 5.5. Even if you've gotten a bad number, you're losing about 1.5 in value because of the market move. But like I said, I think Montreal is only about 2 points better than BC max. I always say it, a classic CFL game. I think that's what this is going to be. It'll come down to one possession. I still like 5.5.
Oh, God, it's just, I see Teddy shaking his head right now. But for me, I had a couple guys take me off the play, and I wanted to make it, and I'm thankful that you're coming in and joining me. It sucks that I'm getting a 3 on the first half. There were 3.5s available all week. It did go down to 3 at one point this morning, and then all this late money coming in on the Lions. God. Oh, I could just see it being a 3-point game at the half and me being screwed. I'm going to make a move here. I'm going to take the Lions first half plus 3 and minus 1, plus 100. There we go. Plus 100 at Intertops. Lions first half plus 3 at plus 100. And then full game plus the 5.5. I wonder, I'm going to see what the price is to get the 6 at my book, but for this show, I'll take the 5.5. Heritage already moved it down to 5. God, that's irritating. 5 at minus 105 at 5 dimes. Full game plus 5.5 at minus 105. All right, beautiful. I want to do the same thing with the Argos. What do you think I should do?
Yeah, man. Like you look at Toronto, they played well versus Hamilton. There was some antics in the Labor Day Classic, as always. They got off their game. But listen, as much as we rag on McLeod Bethel Thompson, he's the only quarterback in professional football with 3 last names. Look, man, I thought he played good versus Hamilton. 22 for 42, 337 yards, 2 touchdowns, 8 yards per attempt. It was surprising, man. Dane Evans lit it up at the end of that game. He went for almost 450 yards, 11.9 yards per attempt. But look, Bethel Thompson, he isn't terrible. And Ottawa is terrible. If this game takes place in a dreary, tropical depression environment, like I think it's going to, look for Toronto. They're going to keep it simple. They'll be in this game. I say it over and over again, another classic CFL game within one possession. This is a great spot for the Argos. I think Ottawa is about 1.5 better than Toronto at best. And this line is at 5.5. Listen, the reason that this is happening with both of these teams is because NFL and college football are both in full swing, and the CFL is this side league that everybody is forgetting about. If this was in the middle of July, both these teams would be 5.5 point favorite, 3.5 point favorites max. You're getting a ton of value. I love it. And take Toronto. Take BC, both of them. You're getting a ton of value because a lot of people aren't paying attention to the CFL this week.
I'm doing it. I'm doubling up on both. I got plus 3 at plus 100 for the Lions, plus 5.5 full game minus 105. For the Argos, I got plus 2.5 first half at minus 110 and plus 6 at minus 106 available at Heritage. Thank you for giving me the confidence to do that. Thank you very much for giving me the confidence to do that. And then here we have Nutflush Allen saying lots of history between Giants and Kershaw. And as hot as the Dodgers bats are, this is not a good spot. Believe it or not, the Giants usually put up runs against Kershaw. Add the temperature in and grab the over and cash it. So this is not a good spot for Samardzija. But and then Gerald Martinez says, yep, Sharks being their best pitcher. Giants is a game they always get up for, always. So Nutflush Allen liking the over in this spot. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff out. Let's move on to NCAA football, where you've been doing a spectacular job early in this season. What's going on? What do you like? Let's get to work.
Okay, so the most profitable trend that has helped me in previous years has been on the top 25 teams. So last year, the top 25 teams versus non-top 25 teams in week 2 went 10-13 ATS. In 2017, 4-8-1. So if you faded the top 25 teams versus non-top 25 teams in week 2 of college football for the past 2 years, you've gone 60%, 21-14, plus 5.11 units. It's a 60% trend over the past 2 years. It's something that I'm going to hope to rely on. But there's more to trends for this. You also, something I've talked to you about in person, you want to fade the expectations. There's been a lot of over expectations in week 1 where teams have gone over of what the experts have thought they were going to be able to accomplish. But last year, if you faded the top 8 teams on the futures market for the first 8 weeks of the season, bettors went 34-27 ATS plus 3.94 units, fading the top 8 teams on the preseason futures market ATS in all 13 weeks of college football last year, 51-44 ATS. Look, it's marginal profits, it seems, but week to week, there's a lot of money to be made if you lean on these tools in your handicapping. In 2019, so far this year, the top 8 teams in the preseason futures market: Clemson, Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, Oklahoma, LSU, and Florida. They've gone 4-4 ATS. So we'll be keeping track of all of this. Last week, I went 3-1-1 ATS on the show. I went 13-9-1 ATS with all my plays in college. My power rating plays 12-10. So it pays to not rely on your power rating solely. We're looking at fading the high expectations, fading the top 25 teams in week 2. So that's where we're going to start. I like New Mexico State versus Alabama, plus 55.5 points. Based on the power ratings, Alabama is about 50.5 points better than New Mexico State on a neutral field. This is a home game for Alabama. It's in Tuscaloosa. Personally, I think it's too many points. I think that the first half for Alabama is a solid bet, but Alabama needed some extra effort to be able to cover versus Duke last week. That same effort may not be there again. We're chasing the chance for regression overall, the top 25 teams. And in my opinion, this is a great opportunity. We're getting about 2 points worth of value on this because of the overrating on Alabama. Take the chance, plug your nose. New Mexico State plus 55.5. I got it at Pinnacle minus 109, and I think it sits at 55.5 at Bet365 right now, minus 110.
Oh man, I would just love to be in Vegas with you for this bet, Al, and just start drinking heavy, watching this go down. Because, man, you're getting 56 points. Viper MB says 56 points is way too much. Oh, wow. Oh, well, Big Goose is Alabama by 49. Oh, man, that's a very exciting first look. Al, keep them rolling. I love hearing that look. What's next?
Okay, so we got a bigger, more higher class game. The number 18th ranked team in the country, Oregon, hosts the number 88th rated team in the country, Nevada. Saturday in Eugene, Oregon. Oregon is coming off a devastating 27-21 loss versus Auburn. They saw their defense gas late in the fourth quarter, which ended up ultimately costing them. Auburn scored the final second TD to cement the comeback. I downgrade Oregon 1 full point after their loss to Auburn. But their star quarterback, Justin Herbert, he went 28 for 37, 242 yards, a touchdown. I think he might have an easier time against Nevada's defense. than he did against Auburn. But keep an eye out. Nevada, they mounted a 17-point comeback against Purdue. Carson Strong, their first freshman quarterback for Nevada to start the season opener since 1998. He didn't disappoint. Strong, he went for 295 passing yards, 3 touchdowns. He was the driving force. Nevada gets an upgrade for me. I think it's swung too far for Oregon here. This line opened at 23. It's since moved to 24, maybe 24 and a half. Oregon, as the expert consensus says, they're about 20 and a half points better than Nevada on a neutral field, 23 and a half points better at home. I still think I'm going to go with my system here. I'm going to stick with it. I think Oregon's going to win, but covering might be a daunting task at this price. I'm all over the Wolfpack. Nevada plus 24 and a half at via BetOnline. When I wrote my article for SBR, that's what I had it at. When I make this bet, it sits at 24, at plus 24 at Bet365. I'll be betting that for sure. Take the Wolfpack here.
Wow, not afraid of the market move, trusting the system. Almac's first 2 plays, he's given us our combined plus 70, plus 80 we have on the first 2 games combined. Al, I love this. Keep it rolling.
Well, yeah, like you look at it last week, I got crushed because I took Iowa State. That was so disappointing. That was the worst look that I've had in a very long time. So last week I went all chalk, and this week I'm going all dogs. The next one, this is one of my favorites. The number 5 team in the country, Ohio State, takes on the number 38th power ranked team in the league, Cincinnati. The Bearcats open at 17-point underdogs. They've taken money. I think they moved to 16. It's moved back now, I think, to 15. Based on the power ratings, Ohio State is about 12 and a half points better than Cincy on a neutral field, 15 and a half points at home. The home game for OSU, I think we're sitting at a difference here at about 15 and a half points. OSU was nothing special against Florida Atlantic. I think Cincinnati looked great against UCLA. I think the Bearcats can keep this within the number. There's an opportunity here to take advantage of an unwarranted slight upgrade on Ohio State coming in P2. I took Cincinnati at plus 16, minus 108 at Pinnacle. Came out. It's since moved. It's at plus 15 at Bet365 right now. Hey, I still like that number. I would probably wait, though, for Saturday. There's going to be money to come in on OSU. It's going to Cincinnati plus 16 will probably where it closes at. I'm sure you'll be able to get that. But plus 15, the hook, I'll still take. But give me Cincinnati right now, plus 15, minus 110 at Bet365 as an official play.
Cincinnati plus the big points. I like this. I like this very much. AM says, yes, I love Cincy in this one. Oh, man. These are exciting looks, these big dogs. What's next on your card?
Okay, so I got 2 more. The number 23 ranked team in the country is a road dog against USC on Saturday. It's a battle of the questions at quarterback. I think we got some answers. Stanford QB, KJ Costello, he's questionable for Saturday, but I think some news has came out that he won't be playing. USC starting quarterback JT Daniels, he's out for the rest of the season. He's a far bigger loss for USC simply because of the extent of the injury. Although Costello's injury could end up being serious, and now I think that he might be out because it's come off the board. His status remains questionable. USC is downgraded 4 points, and Stanford is downgraded just 1. Even still, Stanford's hopes on the road are not good. Top 25 ranked teams on the road as an underdog versus non-ranked teams, 4-19 in their last 23 games. I took USC minus 1 at minus 105 at Heritage when I wrote my article for SBR. But again, the line's currently off the board. I guess there's some news on KJ Costello. But I like USC here. I don't know what's going to happen when this line comes back, but I still like USC here.
Backing USC. Here we have New Mexico State, Nevada, Bearcats, USC. And what's the final look on your action for Saturday?
Okay, so a non-conference matchup. for Central Florida. They hope to continue what was a stellar performance for a lot of their position players. Adrian Killens rushed for 106 yards and a touchdown, and wide receiver junior Trey Nixon, 6 receptions with a touchdown. Florida Atlantic, their offense combined just 22 rushing yards on 33 attempts, and things don't get better for them as B.J. Emmons, the Alabama transfer, he suffered an injury against Ohio State. He's doubtful for week 2. This line opened at UCF -9. It's since moved to 10.5. FAU is the number 81 team on the most common expert power ratings. I think this line is right on the money. The 1.5 move seems to be a perfect market correction. Power ratings have UCF about 13.5 points better than FAU on a neutral field, so about 10.5 points better on the road. I don't think there's much value on the UCF side here, so this is it's dog or pass. Late money has come in on FAU. It's +11. I still like Florida Atlantic here. This is a kind of a sneaky spot for them. I like Florida Atlantic +10.5 at -10. UCF is coming off a 62-0 shutout to Florida A&M. That performance got an upgrade that I don't think was very warranted. FAU, they stuck around versus Ohio State. They lost, but they were still able to stay within the number. No upgrade for me on FAU, but I personally give them a half-point upgrade just because of their ability to hang around. So yeah, Florida Atlantic +10.5. I got it at -102 at Pinnacle when I wrote my article for SBR, but I think it's sitting at 10.5 -110 at Bet365. So those are my 5 plays for college.
Wow, Al, Mac, I really, really enjoy you jumping on with us on Fridays. I love those looks. I love your breakdown. I love finding the edges and finding the angles. I enjoy it enormously. Thank you so much for joining us. New Mexico +55.5. Man, you're going to be drunk for that. Nevada +24.5. Bearcats +15.5. USC, we will not know exactly what USC is going to be, but we do know that Costello, it will not play. That's from the SBR Forum. Will not play Saturday against USC. Will not play. And then we have Florida Atlantic +10.5, and I love that breakdown. I absolutely love that breakdown. My goodness, man, that was fun. A lot of people backing Hawaii, SBR Forum backing Hawaii, Muhammad Joma backing Hawaii, but I found that extremely enjoyable to listen to, Almac. Thank you so much for joining us. Quickly, we got to go over to our guy, Ann Americ, and start talking UFC, but where can we find you on Twitter, and if you could tell us a little bit about your work at Spark Sports?
All right, so hit me up on Twitter at SparkAlmac. You can get all our plays at Spark Sports Bets, and then every Friday night and every Saturday night, Friday night college, Saturday night NFL, I'll be putting out all my plays with just a brief breakdown. And again, it's so hard to keep up with all of this. I'll be putting out my plays for CFL very quickly on Twitter. The game goes off in about an hour, so hit me up, SparkAlmac on Twitter.
There he is, Al Mac. Also, read his articles at sportsbookreview.com. He's doing a great job there. That was a lot of fun, Al. Have a great weekend, my friend, and I'll stay in touch throughout the whole weekend as we cap these football games together. So I'll be in touch with you for sure. But have a great weekend. Thank you for joining us, my guy.
Thank you very much, man.
There he is. R2T2 says, go, Al Mac. Ron Lofton says, thanks, Al. Good stuff. Topset says, great work, Al Mac. There's A. Hilly's action and Topset's action. I'm going to copy and paste both of those. Now, we are going to bring up in our guy, Ann Americ, right now. Ann Americ, our UFC expert, joining us. Ann Americ, I would like to have you on the show. I'd also like you to see our fight analyst play of the day so we can talk about that as well. I'd like to combine these two, but first and foremost, let's bring in our guy, Ann Americ at Maximus in 3D, star of the Die Hard MMA podcast, joining us right now from Phoenix, Arizona, by way of Minnesota. Ann Americ, how you doing today, man?
Doing great, Jimmy. What is going on, man? I can't wait for the weekend. Another shot at redemption on these UFC picks. Let's get this thing going.
Let's get this thing going. Let's do it. So I've been told that you will be able to hear our fight analyst play of the day. So why don't we start that? But before we do, can you please lay the stage for us? Where are we for UFC this weekend?
So once again, we are on the other side of the world. The UFC is headed to Abu Dhabi, and that translates to the father of the gazelle. I think one of the coolest things that they are known for is they have the one and only, or the world's first, Ferrari World. It's a complete indoor theme park dedicated to Ferraris and the stuff you can do with them. So that's pretty freaking cool. And they've got ATMs that actually dispense gold over there, which we're looking to make some gold this weekend, baby. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's get that gold this weekend. I love that breakdown. Let's start by analyzing the fight analyst video and then compare that with your action that we will break down. So right now, let's start by seeing what our guy, the fight analyst play of the day is. We'll start by discussing that with Anna Merrick, and then we'll break down Anna Merrick's looks. Let's go. Rafa, can we see this fight analyst video, please?
What's up, everyone? It's a fight analyst here, and I'm back for my best bets for UFC 242. We're coming off 4 straight wins in the last 4 UFC cards, and we're looking to keep this momentum going at UFC 242 in Abu Dhabi. We have a great fight on tap with Khabib Nurmagomedov taking on Dustin the Diamond Poirier for the lightweight championship. This is one you're definitely not going to want to miss. We're looking to cash our bets on 2 plays. I normally just give out 1, but I'm taking 2 that I'm very confident in. The first play, we're going to take Andrea Lee by decision at plus 110. We are getting great odds here, guys. She's won all 3 of her UFC fights by decision. 3 of her last 4 have gone to a decision, and she's just been outpointing, outstriking, outgrappling every single girl that she's faced, and JoJo is not gonna put any test to that. She's really no force here at 125 pounds. She's coming off a loss to Caitlin Chukagian, who is nothing to write home about. I know she's one of the top contenders, but she's someone that's very beatable, who I think Andrea Lee could beat quite easily. I'm taking Andrea Lee here to win by unanimous decision, and very much outpoint her, outstrike her on the feet, and outgrapple her. She might get taken down, but she'll get right back up. She's faced much, much better grapplers than JoJo here. So we have Andrea Lee at plus 110 by decision. We are also looking to take Curtis Blaydes and Shamil. I can't say his last name, but we're taking Curtis Blaydes and Shamil over 1.5 rounds at minus 145. This is an absolute steal here, guys. Blaydes in 3 of his last 4 have gone over 1.5 rounds, and Shamil has gone over 1.5 rounds in 5 of his last 6. I love taking over 1.5 rounds. It's very hard to finish someone in 7 minutes, 7.5 minutes, especially 2 guys I like to grapple. Blaydes, he's averaging over 6 takedowns per 15 minutes, so you know he's gonna be grappling the entire match, and Shamil is definitely gonna be trying to defend it the entire time. So those are my 2 plays. We have Andrea Lee by decision at plus 110, and we have Curtis Blaydes and Shamil over 1.5 rounds at minus 145. That's what I have for you guys. Let's get this money, and I'll talk to you guys later.
There he is, the fight analyst. Anna Merrick, let's start with the fight analyst 2 breakdowns. What do you think of what he's on?
Well, I've actually got the Andrea Lee and JoJo fight in my card as well. Do you want to save that one until we run into it? I can comment on the other one since I don't have a play on it.
No, hammer them both. I love that that's on your card. I find that extremely interesting because I know Fat Fist likes it too. So what's your move on it?
Okay, so I'm going head-to-head with these boys. My girl JoJo has been incredibly underrated her entire time in the UFC. And while I'm a fan of KGB myself, the hype has made this line way too wide. We're getting 2-1 on JoJo, and she is a skilled, impressive striker. Before she got into the UFC, she had a 19-3 Muay Thai professional career. So she is no stranger to duking it out. She is moving up to 125, and she's really settled in her new weight division. She's taking strength and conditioning seriously for the first time in her career. And just watching the weigh-ins this morning, you can see the difference on her. The girl is adding muscle. She's not having trouble cutting weight anymore. She's going to be better and improving. He made the comment that she lost her last fight to Caitlin Chukagian. The judges may have given it to Chukagian, but JoJo did not lose that fight. Go back and rewatch it. Trust me, she won that fight. She outscored Chukagian on every single statistic that there is. This fight is a whole lot closer than people are giving it credit for. I do like that he took KGB by decision, because if she's going to win, that's how she gets it done, and he's getting even money on that. So good work on him for getting that line. But I'm going to roll the dice. I got plus 200 on my girl JoJo, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if she causes KGB problems. Andrea Lee does not like it when other girls pressure her moving forward, and JoJo is all she does is get in her opponent's face striking, and she's going to pack some more heat this fight than we've seen her in the past. So get ready for a war.
Ooh, man. Eric Rosas says, and America's Fire. Top Set says, yes, baby, my man. But Nasty Nate says, KGB wins. Rich G says, give me KGB. Oh, man, this is exciting. Going heads up with a fight analyst. Now, I mean, and America has big balls, and we see it all the time. He takes big plus lines, and he does it without fear. And he's on JoJo Calderwood at plus 200. Ooh, shit. What do you think of the other play that the fight analyst is on?
So how you say that last name is Abdurakhimov, Shamil Abdurakhimov. And I love it. That's a great play. The only thing that I would caution is that Curtis Blaydes, when he gets this thing to the ground, he's a complete beast. And Shamil Abdurakhimov, he is a good grappler himself, but he's not a very good defensive grappler. So if he gets underneath Curtis Blaydes, he could get TKO'd out here. So I kind of steered clear from that one. I did lean to the over 1.5 myself, but I didn't feel comfortable actually pulling the trigger on it. I like the over a whole lot more than I like the under, so I support that play.
Supporting that play and going heads up on the other one. Ooh, I like it. Let's talk about some of the looks on your card. We have Faris Ziam versus Don Madge. Madge opens up as a minus 180 favorite. 5-cent move towards Ziam. What's your look here?
I am all over Don Madge, Jimmy. He opened up a little bit lower earlier in the week, and I got him at minus 160. Money's been coming in on Madge. So Fraziam is a late notice replacement against Don Madge. And Don Madge was getting ready for Magomed Mustafayev, who is an ATT product, who is 15-2. This dude is a very well-worn fighter. He is a very highly skilled, highly ranked fighter, and this was going to be an absolute battle. Fraziam is a prospect. He's probably got a high ceiling. I actually think he does belong in the UFC, but this is a short notice, late replacement fight, flying across the world to make that debut in Abu Dhabi of all places. He has no time to acclimate to the local temperature, and it's hot as hell over there. Whereas Don Madge is in shape. He's ready to go. Check his Instagram out. He has never been in better condition. He was looking to step in here and play spoiler against Mustafayev, and I was going to take him as a dog in that fight. I love him as a favorite in this fight, and I'm on him at minus 160.
Backing him at minus 160. Nice job there. Let's move on to Zach Cummings up against Omari Akhmetov. Akhmetov opening up at minus 140. There's been a 10-cent move towards the underdog Cummings. What's your look here?
I'm going to be on Akhmetov in this fight. Zach Cummings, honestly, has not impressed me. He used to be a good fighter, and he did some good things earlier in his career, but recently he has been getting slower and slower. His output has been dipping off every single fight, and I think his last couple wins, he got a little lucky. So he's going to move into Omari Akhmetov's hometown here. He's going to have a hometown crowd push. Both these guys are big, lumbering, slow. If this is a relatively low-paced striking match, the rounds are going to go to the hometown boy. You're going to see that a lot in my breakdowns this week, is that we are not fading the Russians or the Muslims in Abu Dhabi. They are going to get these extra pushes, and I think this is a very close, evenly matched fight, and Akhmetov is just slightly better basically everywhere except for the takedown defense.
There we go. There we go. We are off and rolling, backing Akhmetov up against Zach Cummings. Let's move on to Sarah Moras versus Liana Jojua. Jojua opening up at minus 185. A big move towards the underdog. A big move, a 30-cent move towards the underdog. How do you see this one banging out?
So it feels like that information may be a little bit off, Jimmy. I'm not sure when that line move started for you guys, but Mariah's actually opened up as a plus 160 underdog, and I missed that opening line. A ton of money flooded in on her. There has been some buyback on JoJo lately, but I agree with the initial money here. I am on Sarah Moraes. She goes by Cheesecake, and I love it. Give me some cheesecake in this fight, man. We got her at plus 125, and she is an intelligent grappler. She's a great fighter. She's on a 3-fight losing streak, but all 3 fighters that she's lost to are legit up-and-coming UFC prospects. The girl she's facing, this is her UFC debut, so she's just dipping her toe into this talent pool, and she is slow and really not that fluid on the feet. She's got really herky-jerky 1-2-3 type striking, very limited. If this thing goes to the ground, Moraes is going to be able to hold her own or be able to lock up a submission. She's submitted better fighters than this before. I like to fade people who are stepping up in competition, and I think that Moraes is probably the one that should be the favorite in this fight. I think the line should be flipped, so we're getting value on her as a dog. Fun fact, this will be the first ever women's MMA fight over in Abu Dhabi, so really kind of a historical thing here. I'm all over Cheesecake, man. Give it to me.
You're right. There's been a wild move in the market on Cheesecake. Opened at plus 151 at Pinnacle. Got all the way down to plus 114 on the 23rd of August and still 24th of August. And then started coming all the way back to plus 140. Wow, that's wild stuff. All right, let's move on to the Felder bout. Sorry, let me get this off of the screen. Let's move on to the Paul Felder, Edson Barboza. Barboza opening up at minus 155, now minus 134. A big move to the underdog Paul Felder. What do you think here, Anna-Merrick?
Real quick, before we move on to that one, everyone should go check out JoJo's Instagram after the show. The UFC signed her for more than just the reason that she's kind of a decent fighter. Girl's thick. So moving on to Paul Felder and Barboza. I love this play. We are all over Paul Felder here. Barboza is on his way down. He's in the twilight of his career. He's gone 1-3 in his last 4, and several of those have been by brutal knockout. He's absorbed so many significant strikes in his last 4 or 5 fights that it's unreal. He is a staple of the division. He's always been a top contender, just that close to getting a title shot, never could quite do it, and he's run into a buzzsaw the last couple of fights. I think his chin is completely shot. He's built for speed, he's explosive, and don't get me wrong, Barboza can finish any fight at any time from anywhere. But this is a rematch. Paul Felder a couple of years ago went a full 3 rounds with Barboza and was able to take everything he dished out and keep on coming. We're going to get a better version of Paul Felder. He's bigger, he's stronger, he hits harder, and boy, does he have elbows. I think he's going to put Barboza on his back or pin him up against the fence where there's no escape, and he's going to land one of those big bombs on him, and Barboza just doesn't have the chin to hold up to that punishment anymore. I love Paul Felder as an underdog here. We got plus 135.
Backing the dog here with Felder and got him before the market move. Great job. Let's go to the big fight. We got Khabib now. Khabib all over the place here in the market. Pinnacle minus 355, some minus 350s. Bookmaker at minus 425. Bovada at minus 500. Intertops at minus 500. The big match. The Khabib fight. Break it down for us, Anna-Merrick. How are you handling this?
Champion versus champion. Not a whole lot needs to be said about Khabib. We all know what he does. He comes in and he smashes people. He mauls them on the ground. They don't have any answer to his wrestling, and eventually they throw in the towel and offer up their necks. It's what he does to everybody. Dustin Poirier, on the other hand, is a guy who has worked tooth and nail for every single thing that he has. He has punched his way to an interim title, and he did that over the 145-pound champion Max Holloway in a fight that was very impressive to me. Jimmy, you talked earlier about me taking big balls plays. I'm on Dustin Poirier at plus 360. I think he's going to do what no man has been able to do before, and he will dethrone Khabib Nurmagomedov. There is something that you cannot quantify about Dustin Poirier. His belief and his will to be the best fighter in the world is something that's been uncrackable by anybody. Every time he takes a loss, he comes back stronger. And what he proved to me in that Max Holloway fight is that he's got the cardio to go 25 minutes with an absolute cardio machine. Max Holloway may be the one person on the planet who's got better 25-round minute cardio than Khabib does. And Dustin took everything he had and punched him in the face even harder and won that fight running away. He is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. He's got a very underrated ground game. So just because Khabib can take him down does not mean that he'll be a fish out of water in this case. He'll be able to stay safe. He'll be able to get back to his feet. And when Khabib inevitably slows down in round 2 or 3, Dustin will be the fresher fighter. Dustin will be the one to pour on the punishment. And I don't know if Khabib will be able to hold up in those later rounds. Dustin may even squeak away with a decision, winning the later 3 rounds once Khabib can no longer take him down. Poirier should never be a 3-1 underdog to anybody. I'm on Dustin Poirier.
Woo, shit. That's a big balls bet. Avi Gold says Clint has big balls. Andre Eric wants to give you 100-1 on Justin. I wouldn't push that too far, Andre Eric. Wow. Jonathan
I'll take it.
Yeah. Jonathan Zoo says, sorry, but Khabib is winning. Wow, Clint. Clint, we got to roll. We're going long here. And it's my fault. Just got too caught up in all this stuff. You have a parlay for us as well. Can you break that down as fast as possible?
I will go as quick as I can, Jimmy. Usually I break these things down and I take as close to even money or just a little better. We are swinging for the fences. I'm coming off 2 losing weeks because of some bad luck. We're down about 9 units. We're going to get it all back in one shot here. We are going to parlay Don Madge at -160, Cummings Akhmetov over 2.5 at -165, Sato versus Muhammad over 2.5 at -265, Taleb Selyakov over 2.5 at -170. And then we are going to anchor that thing with my boy Paul Felder at +135. That's going to give you a payout of 1242, 12.4221. And we're going to risk 1 unit and try and get all that money we lost the last couple weeks back in one quick go.
There it is, a big 1241 parlay from our guy, Animeric. Animeric, we got to put a bow on this show, my guy. Where can we find you on Twitter, and tell us a little bit about your podcast?
At Die Hard MMA Podcast for my MMA content. We break these things down all in depth over there. At Maximus in 3D if you want to follow me personally with all my nerdy bullshit that I'm into. Thank you for having me on the show, Jimmy. I loved being here. Good luck, everybody. The fights are at 2 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. So they will be starting early. I'm going to wake up first thing in the morning, grab a coffee, and sit down to watch people punch each other with an omelet.
I love it. I love it. There he is, Animer. Great, great stuff. Thank you so much for joining us. Enjoy the weekend and have a great day tomorrow. Get that cash.
Let's get it. Good luck, everybody.
Oh, there he is, Animeric, and the star of the Die Hard MMA podcast. There it is. Okay, Topset says, Nad, the Dolphins' money line to retire. I love that. Oh, and there's R2D2 Finland saying, my 19-year-old nephew, Joey Spencer, 154 pounds, 8-0, 6 KOs on his pro career. Fight on PBC 28th of September. Please, at Staples Center, please let us keep us in touch about that, R2D2 Finland, so we can cheer for you on that. I'm sorry we didn't get the WNBA. If you guys have some WNBA looks that you're going to make, please put them in the chat right now, because we've got to bring in Freddie Fortune and put a bow on this show. But please, if you have any WNBA looks that you think will help us as a team, please put them in the chat right now. And welcome to the show, none other, fresh off a plus 150 banger in the Chinese Open squash tournament, Freddie Fortune. Freddie, welcome. Freddie, welcome. Jesus. Freddie, what's going on here? Freddie, take a seat, man. Relax. What's going on? You seem very upset. What the hell's going on, Freddie?
You disrespected me.
When?
Yesterday, you brought a stranger to the show. You gave him my chair, which has my name on it. You brought that bald guy to the show, and he started laughing at me and my place. What the fuck's wrong with you? I handed you a plus 150 winner. How many 150 winners have you gave out this week? 0. That's the answer. So why? Tell me, do you want me to to just leave the show and never come back like Larry?
No, I don't. Is Larry never coming back?
No, he died in a car accident.
He did not die in a car accident. Let's not.
He died. He's dead.
All right.
I love him, but he's dead now.
Okay.
What the fuck is wrong?
Freddie,
with you?
congratulations on
Thank
your
you.
big.
I know that's not from your heart.
No, it's from my heart, Freddie. Congratulations on your plus 150 banger. I've got not a lot of time to make some bets here.
I don't really care.
I know you don't. But what's your action on today's card, Freddie? I know you're angry. But we need to speed this up, Freddie.
Squash again in the
Squash
China.
again?
Yeah, in the
Oh.
China Open.
Oh, okay.
It's a weird name, so pay attention.
All right.
It's Nuran Gohar at plus 100 over Nur El Tayeb at bet 365.
Can you repeat that one more time?
Yes, Nuran Gohar at plus 100 over Nur El Tayeb.
Back to the Chinese Open.
Yes,
squash
and remember 2 things. I got 2 plays for tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Besides this one.
Yeah.
This one's for tomorrow. Also remember the Super Netball play?
Of course.
It's for tomorrow.
Of course.
And also-
Australian female super netball. You think I'd forget that?
Yeah, and I wrote incorrectly. I got another play for tomorrow too.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it's a kabaddi play.
Okay, hit us.
Remember my Fortune Giants play?
Yes.
Just a sec, I need to check it. It's Bengal Warriors over Gujarat Fortune Giants on minus 110.
Nice.
It's tomorrow too.
What
So
an exciting day full of kabaddi, the Chinese Open squash tournament, and Australian netball.
yes,
Female Australian netball.
I fucking hate you so much.
Okay, well, that's how we end the week here. It's a wild roller coaster ride, sometimes glorious and full of love and happiness. Sometimes Freddie starts hating. I would ask Freddie to leche, but I'm scared.
Can I?
You want a leche?
Should I? Oh man, not again.
Leche, a los bookmakers.